So it says never gets muddy. Welcome to this channel, Nessa Sunshine. I'm Nessa, and today we're getting into the Soft Touch Liquid Contour from Rare Beauty. So we'll get into an application with this look today, as well as some back camera iPhone footage so you can see up close and personal with a couple different makeup styles so you can just kind of see how this works. And I will conclude with my thoughts and opinions on this product and if I would recommend it or not. So is this even that good? Let's see. Make sure to subscribe to this channel and let's get into the video. Today we're getting into a review of the new Rare Beauty Soft Pinch Liquid Contour, and this is the shade Solace. In PR, Rare Beauty sent me the shades Mellow, Solace, and Gentle. This product retails for $28 and you get 0.503 fluid ounces. The website says soft pinch liquid blush but make it contour. We took the same airy blendable goodness that you love so much and put it into an easy to use liquid contour. Instantly enhance, add dimension, and play up your favorite features with the look of real shadows. The website also says that this is packed with long lasting pigments for all day wear that won't fade. One dot really goes a long way. These are the blushes that they're comparing to. I am not like in love with these, but I'm also not like, I don't not like them. They go a little goes a long way with these. I am on the PR list for Rare Beauty, but I also buy some of my favorite things. These are my favorite Rare Beauty products. Their eyebrow gel is my favorite eyebrow gel. Their lip liners are some of my favorites. I really like them a lot. Their concealer, I love their concealer. The foundation's great, and then the powder blush, I love their powder blush. So I actually tried this contour and I do have thoughts about it. As you can see, my eyes are done, just super natural, and I'm going to get into the Rare Beauty foundation. This is in the shade 190. I'm going to apply this all over the face. And I think I just mentioned this is one of my favorite Rare Beauty products, and this is one of my favorite foundations. It's something that I've used a lot. I'm taking my BK Beauty 101 brush to kind of blend this out. Like I said, I've already done my eye makeup. I did it with the ABH Sugar Palette, just a everyday kind of eyeshadow look, something really simple. Once I have my foundation on, I'm going to get my contour on. So I really love the Westman Atelier contour in Biscuit, and I also love the Makeup by Mario contour bronzer stick in medium, I think it is. Today I'm going to get into this. That's what this whole video is about. Before filming this video, I've done it once using the dots all over, and then another time with the back of the hand applying it onto the face. Now I'll do this side with dots and then this side with just applying it from the back of the hand. Already using this, I can tell you that this is not as intense as the Soft Pinch blush, but it is intense. So a little does go a long way, but it's not as like blushy as like the blush appears. So I'm just going to add one dot here. I'm going to add one dot here and then a very tiny dot up there. Did we get it? Yeah. And then I'm going to take the rest of this onto the hand, and I'll be using my BK Beauty 109 brush. It's just a smaller version of the brush that I just used. If you want to know about the texture is very serumy. It's kind of serumy oily, like it's smooth but not super oily. I am personally not a fan of the way the texture is, but it is nice. If you have drier skin, you may enjoy this. One thing I've struggled with, like cream or liquid contours, is getting it to stay and like really do a good job of contouring and not blending out too much or dispersing too much, or kind of taking away from the foundation and kind of revealing too much skin. Now, I believe this contour kind of does that. It's more skin like. It removes a little bit the foundation. It just has a very sheer, it lays very sheer to the skin, but it still has pigment. So if you're more of a clean girl, or you just like to have a little bit more natural glow, or you are dry, this may be for you. But for me, I'm more oily and I'm not necessarily a fan. I want coverage. It definitely comes through, but I still see more skin than I want. When I first tried this, it looked muddy to me on my skin, and I could see like all my like texture that I was having breakouts, and it just didn't look the best to me in person. But it did, like when on camera I saw it, it looked pretty. It looked more like skin. So to each his own. Let's try the other side. Okay, so we have the chin dot blend out. I'm gonna go ahead and blend this. Chiseling the cheek with this dot. So that blends out nicely with just the dot. It looks a lot nicer blend out with just the dot adding to the face rather than blending with the back of the hand, because with the back of the hand, even if you blend out, I just think it just disperses a lot more. And then I think the opportunity for muddiness comes along the way. As you can see. So it says never gets muddy. I don't believe that. I think it's muddy. Blend this. I'll blend this tiny little dot up here just because it is pigmented. Not as pigmented as the blush, but it is pigmented. So that's a great part of it. I love that these are cooler tone shades, so it's not a bronzer, it's definitely a contour. So those are two good things, and I think the price point is pretty good as well. So I think those things have, like, that's what's going for it. It definitely is buildable. So let's test the buildability. I'm gonna just dot it just a little bit more. Just a little bit, a little tiny, itchy bit. So we're going to build it a little bit and see how it builds. So it's definitely buildable, which is great. The only thing again with this, it's very serum-y, for lack of a better term. So it does like show everything underneath, even though it does add pigment and it does add contour. So if you want coverage, it's not going to be there. It is definitely pigmented, but there is a lack of coverage. So it's definitely going to be a skin focused, but more showing everything underneath what you have there. So if that's not for you, then maybe it's not for you. It's not for me. I do have to say, it does have a pretty look to it, especially on camera. I think it has a pretty glowy look, which is like that serum-y kind of thing again. They did an independent study of consumers with 54 people. Now, 100% said it did not disturb the makeup underneath. For me, I did not experience that. I've had it disturb the makeup underneath every time. 98% said that it layers well under and over makeup. I did try it a bit over makeup the first time, and it worked, but it did disturb the makeup. So I don't know if that's layering well. Under makeup, I think it did much better under makeup, which was the second time I tried it. I think it did layer well under makeup. 98% said that it glides on smoothly and the applicator makes it easy to apply. The applicators for Rare Beauty are so nice. They're so easy to apply everything. I love the applicators. That's definitely a plus, and it glides on easily. Now, from the hand to the face, I do notice there is streakiness compared to just dotting it. I definitely would recommend dotting it on rather than doing the back of the hand, but I feel like a more artistic step is to put it on the back of the hand and then apply it, but maybe it's more user friendly, so dotting it works better, but just dotting a little bit because a little goes a long way. So the shade Solace has a lot of ingredients as listed on their website, but I don't see fragrance, so that is a plus. I am not a fan of fragrance. Yeah, no fragrance. Sometimes they do smell nice, but they're not necessarily good for you. So I'm so happy that this does not have a fragrance. That's another plus. For concealer, I have the Rare Beauty concealer in 190 as well. And I'll just go ahead and add this to this area, up here a little bit as well. Over here. Now with the foundation, I do like to add a little bit more concealer. It does do a good job of coverage, so I am going to add more of that than I have been in recent videos if you've been watching. So I'm going to go ahead and just let it set a little bit and I'll blend it out. So I will be setting this with the Charlotte Tilbury Airbrush Flawless Finish Powder. Okay, so I'm just setting everything, finalizing that, setting it all. So the product we're reviewing today, I did not use it on my nose, which I like to contour my nose. So what I'm going to do is use my powder contour. This is the Kaleidos. It's the Kaleidos Symphony Contour Trio in medium. And I'll use the contour shade with my Nabla Amethyst brush. And I'll just use this to the nose because the way that the formula of the Rare Beauty contour is not going to sit on my nose the way I want it to. I have a very porous nose and that is just not going to work. It's not happening. So that's something to consider as well. If you have more pores, like it shows the texture of the skin. So if you have more pores and you're not going to be setting, it's something to think about with this contour. That's why I'm not using it on my nose. It's just not going to work there. I already know, like I just seeing the formula, the texture of the liquid, it's not happening. I am going to get into bronzer. So this is the LYS bronzer in the shade medium. So I'll just add this on top of the cheek, kind of above the contour, kind of where the sun would hit, just so you know. For blush today, I'm using the Rare Beauty powder blush in Joy. And I'll use the same taper brush just to add to the tops of the cheek. For lips today, I'll be using the Rare Beauty Kind Words Matte Lip Liner in Gifted. Then I'll add the Yves Saint Laurent Concealer Touche Eclat in Zero. And on top of that, I will finish it up with the ColourPop Ultra Glossy Lip in Sugar Cookie. Et voila, we have a look. So let's get into the first couple times I use this as well in the same shade as Solace. So the first time I used it, I did more of an everyday kind of look and I applied it on top of makeup. It did lift the makeup. When I did blend it out, it was a lot. A little went a long way. Now with this, I thought it looked really pretty, really luminous. I was experiencing some texture, some clogged pores in that area, and I did not like how it ended up looking. It looks pretty, even like in the video, I think because I have the lighting, but it did just kind of look muddy to me. Like I've said before with today's application, it did lift the makeup and I could see more skin than I wanted to. I wanted more coverage. That's just my preference. So I like coverage. This is not something that is coverage, but it is pigmented. So that's interesting. Now, the other thing with a first day wear of this, at the end of the day, I don't have pictures or anything, just from me telling you my experience. I did not like the way it looked at the end of the day with the more natural makeup look. I just thought it just looked really muddy because of the formula. I think it just kind of spread everywhere and it kind of, yeah, it just didn't look that great. After that first day, I was kind of like, I don't like this product and I don't want to use it again. That was kind of my first experience, but I like to give things another try. So I tried it again with a different application. So the second day, I used it with a full glam, completely full glam. So I did it with the same foundation and concealer that I have on today. But in this video or makeup look, I used the back of my hand like I did on this side. It was still the same thing. I could still see through, not what I wanted, but I knew I was going to do a lot of setting and I was doing this underneath makeup. So I thought maybe it would have a better chance. Now, it does not compare to my favorite Westman Atelier contour and my Makeup by Mario contour bronzer that I love. I love both of those. But with the full glam, it did not look like it did the first day. At the end of the day, it didn't look like all muddy. After the second day, I was like, oh, it's okay. It can work, but definitely not on my porous nose. This is not a product that I would use on a porous area or an oily area because it is serum-like and it has a glow effect to it, a very luminous effect to it. So if you are a matte coverage girly, this product is probably not for you. I love matte, I love coverage, and this is not something that is like that. I do enjoy luminous and I do enjoy having a more skin-like look at times. This is not it for me, but I do like the shade. The shade is pretty. I do not like that it kind of can look muddy depending on the application or the setting or whatever. And yeah, I don't like that it lifts the makeup underneath. So those are things for me that I'm just like, no. So I would not recommend it personally. But if you are somebody who is on the drier side, or if you do like more skin-like look, you might like this. This might be for you. And I think it has a good price point. And I do love a lot of other Rare Beauty products, like the foundation, the concealer, the eyebrow gel is my favorite. The lip liners are great. The powder blush. I haven't like not liked any of their products that much. Like the powder was okay, but this one I feel very particular about contour, and I'm just not sure this is it. So yeah, that's kind of my thoughts on this. It is buildable, it is pigmented. Those things are for sure. The packaging is great. It's super easy to apply depending on how you apply it, whatever way. I think it's super easy. But the other items, it definitely, for me, I have experienced it looking muddy. It has lifted my makeup. It's more sheer, even though it does build. So the coverage is not there. I'll keep it around a little bit, but we'll see what happens. And that completes this review of the Soft Touch Liquid Contour from Rare Beauty. I hope you enjoyed. If you did like this video, meet me in the comment section. Let me know what you think of this product. If you think it looks like how I described, or if you have other thoughts, or if you've tried it yet, let me know what your thoughts are as well. And I hope to see you next time. Bye. Bye now.